Welcome to your science class, chapter metals and non-metals. Today we are discussing chemical properties of metals. In the last class, we discussed some physical properties of metals. Which are they? Can you recollect that? Yes, luster, hardness, sonorous, malleability, ductility, conductors of heat and electricity. What are metals? So, the materials which generally possess these properties are called metals. Can you say some examples of metals? Yes, gold, silver, iron, copper, aluminum, calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium, cobalt, nickel. These are examples for metals. There are some exceptions in the case of metals also. That is, metals like sodium and potassium are soft and can be cut with a knife. Generally, metals are hard, but in the case of sodium and potassium, it is very soft. And also, mercury is the only metal which is found in liquid state at a room temperature. And these are the exceptions in the case of metals. What are the physical properties of non-metals? Let's check. Materials like coal and sulfur are soft and dull in appearance. These are non-metals. So these are soft and dull in appearance, means that is non-lustrous. And they can be break down into a powdery mass on tapping with a hammer. That is, the materials are not so hard as metals, and they are not sonorous and are poor conductors of heat and electricity. So, the physical properties of non-metals are just the opposite of the physical properties of metals. And some examples of non-metals are sulfur, carbon, oxygen, phosphorus. These are the examples of non-metals. Next is chemical properties of metals. Let's have a look on a first chemical property of metal, that is reaction of metals with oxygen. Almost all metals combine with oxygen to form metal oxides. Can you recollect that activity you have done in your class 7, that is burning of a magnesium ribbon in air? What you obtained the? Yes, ash. The ash you obtained is nothing but it is magnesium oxide. That is magnesium when react with the oxygen gives magnesium oxide as the product. Magnesium is a metal, and when it is reacting with the oxygen, what is the product we are getting? Magnesium oxide. That is, magnesium oxide is a metal oxide. Only magnesium. You can take other examples also. In the case of copper, copper is a metal. Copper reacts with the oxygen giving copper oxide. And in the case of aluminum also, aluminum when reacts with what oxygen gives aluminum oxide. So all the metals forms metal oxides. In fact, formation of the metal oxides can be evidently seen as well. How we can see that? Let us take the rusting of iron. You all are familiar with the phenomenon of rusting of iron. If you keep iron objects outside without using it, you can see the color change and it start to rusting. That is, obviously it is exposed to air, that is it is exposed to oxygen, and this air has water content in it, that is moisture in it, and whenever this iron is in contact with air and water, rusting takes place, and this color change, that is reddish brown color, is nothing but rust, and this rust is the result of the reaction of iron with the oxygen, that is reaction of metal with the oxygen in presence of water. In case of rusting of iron, what is the reaction taking place here? Let's see. That is Fe plus O2, oxygen plus H2O, water, giving FeOH thrice. If we are balancing this equation, it will write like this: 3O2 and 6H2. Okay, and this FeOH thrice is nothing but iron hydroxide, and when this iron hydroxide dehydrates, that is it loses its water content, it forms Fe2O3 dot H2O. Fe2O3 dot H2O. This is the rust. Similarly, in the case of rusting of copper, what is happening? What is the chemical reaction? Cu plus H2O plus CO2 plus O2. These are the Cu is the metal, and this H2O, CO2 and O2 are the content in the moist air, and the product is CuOH twice plus CuCO3 and CuOH twice plus CuCO3. due to the formation of copper hydroxide, that is CuOH dyes, we see the green color on these metals. And we can conclude one thing, that is all the metals react with the oxygen to form metal oxide. We want to check, are the metal oxides acidic or basic? These metal oxides, that is magnesium oxide, copper oxide, aluminum oxides, we want to check whether these metal oxides are acidic or basic. How do we test whether this given substance is acidic or in nature or basic in nature? We all know that acids and bases are defined by the pH value. Can you recollect the simple litmus paper test? What happens in the litmus paper test? Okay, in litmus test, a litmus paper like this, that is maybe in blue color or in red color. There are two types of litmus paper available. One is in red litmus and other is blue litmus. By dipping this litmus in the given solution, you can identify whether the given substance is acidic in nature or basic in nature. That is, if the red litmus paper turns blue, then that given solution is basic. And if the blue litmus paper turns to red, then we can conclude that the given solution is acidic. Here our aim is to find out the metal oxides are acidic or basic. First of all, we want to need a solution to dip this litmus paper, and for that we want to prepare a solution of metal oxides. That means we want to combine the metal oxide with the water. So how do we do that? Let's take examples. Any metal oxide you can take. If you burn magnesium is a metal, and if you burn magnesium ribbon, you will get ashes, and the ash is nothing but magnesium oxide. And take this ash and mix with the water, and in this solution, if you dip a red litmus paper, then what happens? The red litmus turns to blue. This shows that the given solution is basic in nature. From these example, we can conclude that metallic oxides are basic in nature. Metallic oxides are basic in nature. What about non-metals? Let us check the case of non-metals, whether they are acidic or basic. In the case of sulfur, sulfur is a non-metal. Sulfur reacts with the oxygen producing sulfur dioxide gas. When sulfur dioxide is dissolved in water, sulfurous acid is formed. Sulfurous acid is the product we are getting on dissolving with the water. This sulfurous acid turns blue litmus paper to red. Blue litmus paper to red means it is acidic in nature. So we can conclude one thing, that oxides of non-metal are acidic in nature. Oxides of non-metal are acidic in nature. So what are the points we reached today? First point is all the metals reacts with the oxygen to form metal oxides. And second point is, in general, metallic oxides, metal oxides are basic in nature. And the third point is, oxides of non-metals are acidic in nature. Oxides of non-metal are acidic in nature. Reaction with the water. Sodium metal is very reactive. It reacts vigorously with the oxygen and water. A lot of heat is generated in the reaction. That is why this is stored in kerosene. But in the case of iron, it reacts with the water slowly. What about non-metals? Generally, non-metals do not react with water, though they may be very reactive in air.